So it's safe to say I have a lot of SLGs, and today I'm going to cover which I think are the top 5 in my collection. So I'm Jo, otherwise known as the Little Bean on Instagram, TikTok, and now here on YouTube. I started this channel in order to provide more in-depth reviews on my bags, as well as share more of my bag collection, including my SLGs. So as a quick review, SLG stands for small leather good. And at this point, it's just a term that's used to describe any type of small pouch or mini accessory that's sold in luxury brands. So the first SLG we'll talk about is this Celine coin and card pouch. Now this video isn't in any particular order, but I will say this one really is one of my all-time favorites. This pouch is a great size. It is a little smaller than the mini pochette, yet it still holds a lot because of its shape, and it still does it in a very slim silhouette. And it does come with this key holder here. I don't really use these. I kind of wish that they weren't included on bags because they kind of just get in the way for me. But I know that many people like to keep their house keys or hook this on to other things. And that's totally doable with this piece. Here are some items that I typically put into my SLG. So I'll be showing how much of these can fit into each of the 5 that I'm about to show you today. I often get asked where I get these little pouches. So these come from a kids backpack playset called Real Littles. So I haven't been able to find a Ziploc in this size anywhere else, but I think they're worth it, even if the only thing you keep is this Ziploc, because it really is such an ideal size to put into mini pouches and micro bags. Okay, in terms of what fits, I could fit everything that I had shown. As you can see, they're piled in there. The key fob is underneath. So this pouch really does fit so much. I even have enough room in here that I could show a tampon in here if for some reason it was that time of down. And there you go. And I normally wouldn't pack it this much, but again, just to show the full capacity. But even then, given how much is in here, it's still relatively slim. And again, given the length and the height of it, it does just slide right into my bags very easily. So in terms of pros and cons, again, I just love the shape, the size, the silhouette of this piece. The zipper is really, really smooth. I just love that the whole thing is canvas. It's very carefree. I think it's just a great piece overall. So in terms of cons, I will say that the zipper area here that is like, a fabric material. I've had this now for I think 2 years, and it's starting to get little fuzzies. I think you can kind of see them along the edges here. It's not wearing down, like it's not like there's holes or anything in there, but you can kind of see the wear. I'm pretty sure I have one of those fuzz buster things that I can go in, or even a pair of cuticle scissors and just kind of trim away some of these little fuzzies. But I guess if you're using a super tiny bag, this one might be a little tall as well. But other than that, it's a great piece. Okay, so I'm really excited to share this next one with you. It's one of the newer SLGs in my collection, and it's actually from the men's line. This is the Key Pouch Voyage. And so you can tell it's a men's line because it comes in this Eclipse monogram, which is this black and gray type canvas. So I'm really surprised when I saw this. I absolutely love it because I think it's a great size. It's like the key pouch, but it's got some width to it so that you can actually fit a lot more into it. Seems kind of like if a key pouch and the Toiletry 15 had a baby. It's kind of something right in between there, which I think is a size that's really missing in my SLG collection. So just a really quick review of the features. There's not much to it. It also has one of these keychains here. Okay, again, so here is everything inside. Since there is still room in here, I can actually fit the tampon. and everything zips with no issue. So the pros and cons. I already touched on a lot of the things I like about it. Another pro is the fact that it is shorter. So I do have some mini bags that just really aren't that tall. And so I'm glad to have this item that is a little shorter than, say, my Celine coin and card pouch, which is a little taller and sometimes is a little too tall in order to stay in my bag. In terms of cons, this is just a preference. I am a monogram gal, and while it's kind of nice to have an eclipse item in my collection because I don't have any others, I do wish they came out with just the classic monogram for this piece. And as much as I love this tab, I do kind of wish it were shorter or kind of like the Celine where it just kind of wraps down. This tag is kind of long, and sometimes when I'm trying to tuck this into my bags, it can get caught or it can just like stick out. So it is a little irritating, but you know, it's not that bad. I do like the fact that the zipper can go all the way across. The only other con I would say about this piece is the price. So this Key Pouch Voyage is $485. And I think that's pretty steep for a pouch this size and shape. That said, I know that I'm going to use this a lot. So again, if we're trying to justify things, which I always am trying to justify things, I would say that from a cost per wear standpoint, I will use this item to the point that it will be well worth my money. So I know I've mentioned this card holder in at least one of my other YouTube videos. This is the Neo card holder in the Magasser, which is I think this black and monogram style. This is from the men's collection. So I absolutely love this piece. It has a pocket in the front, another pocket here. It has a center pocket that does allow for bills to fit fully all the way to the top bifolded. And it can still hold 3 card slots here. For some reason, I just really love the fact that the cards go in this direction on this piece. So this one also stays relatively slim when you fill it with things. Like if I can put cards in all of these slots and hold a good amount, and it doesn't get too bulky, which is what I like. I don't really think I have any cons for this piece, really. I think it is well designed. Obviously, you're not going to be able to carry any of the things that I had shown in the video, but for a card holder, I think it is one of the best setups that I have seen. This key pouch, I feel, goes without saying. It is a classic piece. I love that this piece is so versatile. I can use this for my keys, for my cards. I can put mini makeup in here. I can store mini catch-all items. So really, this is just an awesome little piece that can be used for so many different things. This one just has the keyring holder. There isn't too much to it. Okay, with regards to what fit, I was actually pretty surprised by how much I could get in here. I was still able to get the shout wipe, my Advil, the Band-Aid, hand sanitizer, keys, my perfume, my key fob, my lip balm and Tic Tacs. And it all still fit in here. I mean, mind you, it's a little wonky, so I wouldn't really normally stretch my key pouch out this much, but still, I was pretty impressed that it could all fit. So the things that didn't make it in were these 3. But given the size of this little thing, I think you'd be surprised by how much can fit. That it doesn't just have to be used to hold keys or just as a card holder. You do use it this way. I do actually use this as a catch-all for my super mini bags. So in terms of pros and cons, again, the pros, I think it's extremely versatile. I feel like this is a great, entrance into the luxury house if you're interested in trying something out, but you don't want to, go full hog and get a bag. In terms of cons, I mean, I don't really have any, I would say. Again, I'm not a huge fan of having this type of keyring there, but I understand why people do. I mean, I think you are hindered to a certain extent by in terms of what you can fit into this, but at the same time, it's not intended to be this huge bag, so I can't fault it for that. So really, I mean, it's in my top 5 for a reason. I would definitely recommend it. It's a great piece to have for just whatever you need in whatever bag you need, and there's always something you can use it for. So I think it's a great piece. And my last piece, last but definitely not least, is my Gucci playing card holder. So this came as a set. It actually came with this deck of cards here. And the intent was that this would hold your playing cards because we're all that bougie and we need a Gucci pouch to hold our deck of cards, right? Clearly not, because I haven't even opened this deck of cards in the year or two that I've owned this piece. Really, to me, this is the perfect size to hold all of my odds and ends, and it fits so well into my mini bags, and that's one of the main reasons it's in my top 5. In terms of what fit, I was able to get everything inside. It is a bit of a tight fit, but it does zip around with no issue, which is pretty impressive given how small this thing is. So in terms of the pros, many of you know that I am obsessed with the Gucci Ophidia line. I just love the classic look. I love this classic webbing. I think that just the piece in general is super cute. I also love how the zipper goes all the way down on both sides, which really allows you to stretch open the item and you can really grab anything that you need. I know I've gotten comments on my Instagram reels where I pack this little pouch and they're always like, oh, well, you're going to have to take everything out to get what you need. And that's really not true. The only thing that is a little hard to get would be my key fob, which is at the bottom. But my car is a keyless entry, so I just need to have my key fob near my car in order for it to start. For me, this setup works just fine. I can still have access to everything else that I need because the zippers go down so far. I think the price is reasonable for this item. Again, this is $350. So when you compare that to the price of the Key Pouch Voyage, which we talked about, that is quite a difference and it holds the same amount. The only thing I couldn't get in here was the tampon. I would say in terms of cons, if you pack it to the brim the way I have, this item does get a little bulky, right? So while it is very short, which is nice for mini bags, something this bulky, you know, is going to take up a good amount of room in a small bag. Now, if you have a larger bag, if you have like a small, medium sized, then that's not going to be an issue. And this is a great piece overall. But if you're a micro bag lover like I am, sometimes this one actually takes up more room just because it's so girthy. All in all, though, I can still find many uses for this. It still fits very well in most of my mini-sized bags with no issue. And because it's a great shape, it's easier for me to play purse Tetris, and I can just shove it in this way or stick it in and have stuff fit around it with ease. So I do love this piece. It is still available on the Gucci website, though I will say at some point it was removed where it said that it was only available in stores. That does make me a little nervous because one of the other SLGs I have, the domed key pouch, went through the same process where it was on the website and then suddenly it was only sold in stores and then it disappeared for good. So not to scare you, but if you like this piece, I would definitely recommend buying it sooner than later, just in case for some reason they decide to discontinue it. It would be a real shame. I'll try and link to all of the items that I'm sharing today below, so you can use those as reference as well. And that wraps up my top 5 SLGs. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Do you own any of these, or are any of these on your wish list? Or what are some of your top SLGs that you own? Definitely share below. I love having conversations with you guys in the comments and learning more about your thoughts. It's always great to talk to fellow bag lovers. As always, if you like this content, please like and subscribe. I'd love to have you as a member of this community. If you want to watch more, I'll share some other videos here. Otherwise, until the next time, bye.